Welcome to Gamesthetic, episode 172. Multiplat with Spark 3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're listening or watching to this show. Started a little later than usual, but it is what it is. I got both boys with me here. Zach, how are you?
Contemplating it. I'm unsure yet.
He hasn't even got the mic in front of him yet. I do agree with you, though. I'm unsure of it, too. What about you, John?
I'm doing awesome.
For the audio listeners, what he's holding up is the Final Fantasy 16 controller.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 controller. Wasn't even thinking about buying it. It just popped up for me when I was browsing controllers the other day.
Yep.
For anyone else's knowledge who knows nothing about controllers, that is a Japanese-only release controller.
Yep. So, and you have another one for next week.
I have another one on the way.
Yeah.
That'll be more of a surprise.
Yeah, see,
even for you guys.
See, that's what I'm looking forward to. Is
Here at this point, I'm hoping it's like Super Monkey Ball or some crap like that.
Yeah, something stupid.
Katamari.
He really wants to show us.
It's
exciting. He's trying to keep it for a surprise for next week's show.
Or at this point, it's a special edition RuneScape controller.
Is that a thing?
No, it's not a thing.
Yeah, he would know. He would know if it was a thing. But no, either way, looking forward to seeing whatever you've got cooked up for next week.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, the controller collecting for John continues. And you know what?
I'm on a break for a little bit, though.
Yeah, so here's what I want you to do when you come into next week's show. Get a count of what all you have. Like, let's do inventory.
I'm going to take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture. Let's do inventory. Let's figure out what you've got. And let's showcase this on the show next week. Or at least brag about it. You don't obviously have to bring everything, but like let's shout it out. Let's go through your inventory here because you've got quite the collection going.
It's getting there.
Yeah, no, you need to get some shelves at your house or something for sure.
I have some there now. I just got to hang them up.
There you go. Showcase them things because it's quite the collection. Someday I will jump into that collecting as well, but today is not the day, my friends. It's like when we started the show. We three are three very different people right now because he bought a couple controllers. Zach bought the Unicorn Overlord Collector's Edition, and I bought a $30 Castle Crashers Collector's Edition. So shout out, man. Castle Crashers is great, though, so that's a great price. Love that. For today's show, though, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it real, keep it a buck. Don't really know what this show is going to be about today. We're just going to wing it. I got one topic on the docket, and that's about it. It's been a very busy week. It's been a very busy day today. So, and also with us starting a little bit later, I didn't want to like load it up with like 3 long topics, whatever, and then go even later into the night for us. So, we can get on with our business. So we got the one topic, which is basically is Xbox in panic mode. Is Xbox doing their last-ditch effort? Because a lot of reports have come out from a lot of different sources this week about like COD to Game Pass, as well as all these first-party Xbox games going multiplat. I saw Jeff Keighley reporting on it. I saw Eurogamer. I saw a bunch of other reports about that. Then also had a comment from our last Xbox video I wanted to shout out and get the boys' thoughts on. I gave my thoughts on it, but I didn't want to speak for the boys on it. So shout out to, I think his name was JRam1. Shout out to you. After that, we're just going to ramble. Whatever we talk about is whatever we talk about. And, of course, we'll shout out Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. later on in the show. So switch to this cam and finally turn down the music. I know we can't hear the music.
For what?
But the music was playing.
You got to stop.
You got to stop. No, just don't stop, Zach. Just embrace all of the chaotic thoughts in your head as they come. Just embrace them. Unleash them, please. I beg you. That look is not a good look, so never mind. Maybe not. Do not embrace the chaotic thoughts, especially with some of the other, the things that you deal with at work on a daily basis. Maybe don't embrace chaotic thoughts.
I'm going to be honest. I've had some pretty wild ones lately where I was just like, I could send this to Alex and get a reaction, but probably wouldn't be good.
Oh, wow. You know what? Next time you get one, dip your toes in the water. Send it to me. Like, let's see what you got cooking. Let's see if I need to be concerned or not. So boys, how we feeling tonight, though? We feeling all right?
I'm good.
We're gonna make it through.
I'm doing good.
All right, good deal.
This wasn't supposed to come in until tomorrow.
So yeah, that's great for you then. Yeah, it's gonna be your new go-to controller, or are you still gonna use? What is your go-to on the PlayStation? Is it like Spider-Man or God of War? What is your go-to?
I use both.
Okay.
I was about to say they're both solid.
It's like I just flip between the two of them.
Gotcha.
Whichever one's not charging at the time.
Exactly. Because
that's
I
fair.
have the dual port charging stand.
Yep.
So I have 2 controllers on there, and the one that I'm actively using. When that one dies, pull one off and swap it.
All right, that's fair. So now you're gonna have 3 in the rotation.
Or that one will just never leave the box.
I don't know.
that's
This
what I was
is
kinda
brand new in box.
Yeah. So that's the question: is are you ever gonna open it?
I mean, yes, but
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it clean.
Okay. Well, so let me ask you also this new mystery controller that was the way John put it. It was a long-term goal. When you get this, is that one going to be used, or is that
It's
one
already
just-
used.
Okay, so the controller.
It's
okay.
not brand new.
Okay, so you will be using it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I was wondering.
Versus me, I got a Devil Summoners 2 on PS2. It's in a box. It's
Oh,
never
that's
being
nice.
open.
Yeah. If it so it's sealed. Yeah.
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 No, it's a
nah,
collector.
I don't blame you.
It's a collector's edition sealed.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's one that I would keep. I was looking
See.
at those recently because they're on like the 3DS, the DS2 as well, right?
Devil Summoner?
Yeah. Then what series am I thinking of? Because it's like a spin-off of like
You're probably thinking of Soul Hackers
no.
or one of the Shin Megamis.
Yeah, it's some spin-off. There was 2 of them on the DS. They popped up for me on Amazon recently.
Because Devil Summoners solely on PlayStation 1 and 2, respectively. Devil Summoner 1 and Devil Summoner 2.
Okay. I don't know what there was some series. Oh, it's Devil Survivor. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, I got those too. Those are fun.
Yeah, Devil Survivor 1 and 2 on the DS or 3DS, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Those popped up on Amazon recently.
Overclock and
Yeah, that's what it was.
I forget what Devil Summoner 2 is.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was looking at that recently.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, Zach, it's like this. I don't mind opening this up because box has been
I see.
roughed up a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
see
If,
it.
Yeah.
if it was a little more, if it was a little bit like more pristine box, it might stay.
Right. Which that'd be fair if you want
I
to
mean, in
keep
a
it
couple
in mind.
years, I mean, you could get it graded. It'd still be okay with just that one.
Yeah, but also it's a nice controller for you.
Man, that is a shame that one never came over here. I'm glad you got it, but man, it's a shame it never came over here.
Again, it was like I wasn't planning on buying any controllers this past week. I
Yeah.
just I mean, every couple weeks, I do my searches for the ones
Right.
I'm looking at, and I'm like, just see if anything pops up. And a couple popped up.
And you're just like, okay, let's lock it in. Lock and load, baby. Let's go. My long-term goal is definitely that Master Chief Elite. I think we talked about that last week when we went on a random 10-minute tangent.
My next buy is probably Metaphor Collector Edition.
That's fair. What's the price on that? You remember off the dome?
I know it's in the 200 range.
That's what, isn't it like 250, 270, something like that?
I don't think it broke 200.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, now I gotta look it up.
Yeah, now you're curious. No, the Metaphor Collector Edition does look pretty sick. Shout out to the Unicorn Overlord Collector Edition. Snagging that one, still being available. So that's good.
I mean, I've come to find out Amazon apparently always has some collector's editions floating around constantly.
I was gonna say there's because there's some distributors that just like will always have them that are just affiliated through Amazon. and
Well,
will
I
just
guess
sell
I'm
it
gonna
through
have to
there.
wait because all collector's editions may be already bought up.
Oof. Yeah, a lot of people are pretty excited for Metaphor, which is good to see, being like a new IP and everything.
So I may have to hunt that one down.
Yeah, which I know you'll find it. You will find your ways. You will find your ways. All right, boys. I figured let's go ahead and jump into the one titled topic, and then we can ramble from there.
I was gonna ramble a little bit more because you mentioned like him being excited for Metaphor. So I was like, huh, we're still a few months out from me being excited for some releases. I think.
Yeah, me and you got Black Myth, man. We got Black Myth, and like I got it on my home screen.
It's a weird feeling.
94 days until Black Myth, my friend.
It's a weird feeling because last year it felt like every 3 or 4 weeks I was excited for a game to come out.
Yep.
This year I'm like, I'll give it 6 months. Something will come out that I'm excited for.
I really feel you on that because I'm with you with last year. There was like one title after another that came out where it's like, I'm excited for this, I'm excited for this. This year, like even like the fall games, there are games that I'm interested in. Like I'm interested
Cool.
in
GameStop's got me.
Oh, what for Metaphor?
Yep, 150.
Shout out. Like I'm interested in like Assassin's Creed Shadows that was revealed this week. I'm interested. I don't think it's a day one pickup.
But
or
as
anything,
far
but
as like big ticket,
Yeah.
for sure games,
I got 2.
I was gonna say like I got one right now,
Yeah,
or like one like big ticket game.
yeah, being Black Myth, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like other than that, I'm like, We'll see what happens.
See, I've just got college football and Black Myth, man. That's all I've got. After that, like I don't really know what else is coming that I'm like super pumped for.
So that's the thing. It's like I'll probably pick up college football, but it's not one that I'm like super pumped for.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I can get you not being pumped for.
Well, that's just one of those where it's like I remember having a lot of fun with the old NCAA, so I'm like, I'll pick it up, see if I have the same fun.
Yeah. Nah, very excited. The trailer was pretty sick. That is one that I'm very pumped up to get my hands on. Probably gonna be buying it twice as well.
Sport ball? What?
Yep, sport ball. Bought it twice.
Did you read any of their discussion?
Nope.
Oh man, it's been funny.
I just saw they were apparently talking about NCAA, and I noped.
Starting a big Sparky 3 dynasty. Having a good time.
What?
Online.
What
play.
country are we taking over?
No, we're not taking over a country.
You said a dynasty.
Yes, that's the name of the game mode, but we're not taking over a country.
And what kind of dynasty is it?
We're taking over college football.
With what money?
NIL money.
What money?
NIL money.
What?
Name, image, and likeness money.
What?
Name, image, and likeness, boy. The thing that has ruined college football. Up front.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
This is the episode you're getting today.
Man, oh man. Let me tell you, I feel that. No, it has been a long week, man. Like, I caught myself, like the moment I sit down, it's like, okay, I got to start like actually looking for stuff for the show or like think about something unique for the show. And this is like, okay, all right, let's dive in. And then it's like 5 minutes later, shit, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. So so I feel you. It's one of these days. It's one of these days.
That's like earlier when you were like, anybody got any other topic? I'm like, well, if you want, we just ramble.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys see the thumbnail?
Oh.
Okay, so for the thumbnail, because I already had half of it made. For
I'm about to be disappointed, aren't I?
For the Call of Duty thing. And then for the other half, I just put some old pictures of us from the John Hats video and just put IDK, whatever, I guess. Look, that's the mood right now. That's the mood right now, man. I didn't even feel like trying to find other photos. I'm like, do I still have something from... I still got the stuff from the John Hat video. We'll use that.
It'll be fine.
Honestly, anytime we need to ramble, I'm probably just going to use those same photos. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. But anyway, all right, let's dive into our one title topic, and then we can ramble a little while. So yeah, the main topic I've got here is basically, is Xbox in panic mode? Is it in like last ditch effort mode? Because once again, a lot of reports coming out this week. Like I saw Jeff talk about it. I saw Eurogamer, a couple other sources. I think VGC post about it as well. About here sometime soon, big Xbox first party titles are going to be going to PS5, and nothing is off the table at all. And then there was also all the reports breaking out this week that COD's going to be going to Game Pass day one, which I brought up the question to myself, where it's just like, can they like legally do that? Because I thought with all the court stuff, I thought part of it was they weren't like allowed to do that for it to go through. Like I don't know. I remember that being a conversation with all the court stuff. I don't know if anything actually like hard happened involving that, where they kind of blocked it. Where it's like you can't do that. I don't know. I remember it being a conversation, And then with that topic, like I said, we did get a question from the last Xbox video that I clipped, where I think again his name was JRam1 said, "Do you as a panel feel the Xbox Series X is underwhelming?"
Yes.
Yes.
The console or the generation as a whole?
See,
I guess that is the question.
The console, no. The generation, yes.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking.
That's
was the
probably
generation.
the better answer, because the console's fine.
Yeah, the console's solid. I mean, it's from its previous gen to its current gen, it was an upgrade and everything and whatnot. But in terms of generation of itself, yes, it's been underwhelming.
Yeah.
Kind of on all fronts.
Yeah.
Because, Sony's had its big hitters so far.
Yeah, they've already had a couple really solid ones. You know?
It's like they've had their big franchise games come out so far. We've had like Ragnarok. We've had Spider-Man 2. We've had that stuff come out, but it's kind of like, okay, what's cooking now? So now we're just waiting.
Yeah,
we're kind of waiting.
Yeah.
The difference is the waiting on the Xbox side has never stopped.
Yeah, see, that's been the problem. Is
And
like,
I mean, in the few sort of notable games that they had came out, I mean, like Halo Infinite, for instance, its solo campaign was somewhat well received initially, but it had so many other misgivings and things that alongside it when it came out that really brought it down and hindered it from being able to shine literally at all.
yeah,
Yeah, like because I was just gonna say, speaking on like Halo Infinite, that was a very high that they got to ride on for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
yeah.
Until they started giving more information out, and then we waited for like multiplayer stuff, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like that's really been like their only like real notable kind of high that they've had. I mean, they've had, Xbox had a couple of, fine first party launches like Psychonauts 2 or, Forza Horizon 5 and stuff like that. But it's like, again, it's still not your heavy hitters. Like, no matter like what you want to try to argue, it's still
I
not
mean,
your heavy hitters.
Psychonauts was a cult following, which
Yeah.
did well and still a good game. Forza
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
is their personal sort of like sports game.
Yeah, which
I mean,
is going to do well
it's
within
always
its
does
audience.
solid.
Yeah. So it's just, it's like, what else do you have? Like, you launched Halo Infinite as a multiplayer standalone by itself, launched it early because, like, everything, it wasn't supposed to launch when it did. Then you have the campaign shit that came out where it's like you couldn't even do freaking co-op for, God, what was it, like 6 months? I don't
Yeah.
remember. It was something stupid.
It was a pretty long time.
So it's just like, as a physical piece of hardware, I think it's an awesome piece of hardware, especially when you just factor in like little fun facts, like, you can enter developer mode on it and basically turn it into like an emulating device, and play like freaking GameCube games on it. Like, that's cool. Like, that's awesome that you can even have that option. So as a piece of hardware, it's fine. I do wish they would have like, maybe done something more with the controller, which even Phil Spencer came out and said, I kind of wish we did that too. The DualSense is pretty sick. He said that right at the beginning of the generation. So that's really my only gripe from a hardware perspective. But it's like what John said. It's like we're just waiting, continuing to wait.
Yeah, it's kind of you guys have said everything that I was thinking. It's just, and then kind of speaking on the other part of it, are they on their last ditch efforts?
Yeah.
It's hard to say right now because it kind of, in a way, ties into some of what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
With I mean, they've got their showcase coming up, and honestly, that whatever that showcase is, and whatever they show off in it is going to
Make or break.
drastically sway my opinion on if I give a shit about Xbox
I was
anymore.
about to say, so more or less based on these reports of hearing that the fact that Xbox's big name titles and first party titles are for sure looking at possibly going to PS5 or other consoles and whatnot, and more or less gives me a thought of like it may not necessarily be their last ditch effort, but maybe looking at more or less how we heard from what we heard, people were hearing that it was being more called Microsoft Gaming instead of Xbox, and just more transition into something different. Still slightly gaming related, but not as big as focus on first parties and doing what Phil Spencer's always done of
Play anywhere.
play anywhere and focusing more of a just gathering up developers and getting all their stuff on as much as they can be on.
Yeah. The other thing is, I mean, after the Xbox One era and now in the Xbox Series era, where PlayStation is still absolutely destroying
Yeah.
in terms of like moving consoles.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I mean, after essentially almost 2 generations, you got to look at it and be like, we kind of have to at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of have to move it over, try to get some of their big names. It was like, these will only ever be on Xbox. It's like, well, nobody's buying an Xbox, so we got to send them out to someone else, to the other company, so that people can actually play it.
Let me ask you, with that sort of mindset, like, do you think they could, like, we'll use Halo as the example. Like, let's say they move Halo Infinite to PS5. Do you think that could be a possibility? And then when the next Halo comes out, it goes back to being Xbox only and just try to get people interested in the IP kind of thing, or re-interested in the IP or something? Like, or do you see this like just being permanent, where it's just like Halo Infinite comes to PS5? Well, guess what? The next Halo is going to be on the PS5 or the PS6 as well.
I feel like it's more or less what I was saying, more or less a thing of seeing where they're going with this. Because, I mean, if they are for sure wanting to do sort of a stance change on that. It would be weird for me, in just my mind, if they went, so yeah, Halo's out on everything else, and Infinite now 6 is going to be an exclusive again. I mean, I could see it maybe being exclusive for a limited time, but I feel like if once they start this precedent of anything could go to any console, they're going to go into it and put it on anything.
No, in my personal opinion, they're gonna do Sony's thing, 6-month exclusive to Sony, like the way Sony does like PC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 2 games ever come out day and date on like PlayStation and PC.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that. They make you buy it on their console, and then they release it 6 months to a year later to everything else.
Honestly, that's probably what will happen.
And
that makes the most sense.
It has served them very well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they are sitting over there at Xbox and going, well, Sony's been doing good, why don't we just do what they did?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Right.
And yeah, you could give them Halo Infinite and then just do the same thing where it's like, okay, well, the next Halo game, it will come out on whatever the PlayStation console is at the time. It'll be there. It'll just be 6 months. So if you want to jump in immediately and play with your friends, come over to Xbox.
Mm-hmm. I will also say, like, just from like kind of the vibe that I have around this conversation and seeing people's conversation around, like, insiders or reports or whatever, like, I really do get the vibe that, because I know you said, John, for this showcase, it will kind of make or break on if you give a shit about Xbox or not. I really feel like this showcase and the rest of this year and this upcoming Call of Duty launch is like really a unbelievably massive defining moment for Xbox as a brand. Because like if they are going to go ahead and rock with Call of Duty on Game Pass day one, which I'm not going to sit here and say that I see it as a bad idea. Realistically, I don't think it is. It makes sense. They own the property now and everything, but based on all of their conversations, that wasn't going to be a thing. It was going to be sold. So I kind of see it as like, we have the showcase, they show off what they've been working on, we get some actual release dates, we get maybe some games come out this year, and then COD drops in October on Game Pass, and we'll see what kind of numbers that does for Game Pass subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, and if it's anything lackluster, if it's garbage, then I could see 2026 being a very interesting year for Xbox. You see, my point. Like, it's just like the vibe around this whole thing feels like this year is a defining year for this console and this brand.
And like the topic of like Call of Duty going to Game Pass, would that be beneficial to the average Game Pass person? Maybe. It's one of those things. It's like, how many times have you scrolled through Game Pass and you download something just because you were like, oh, I didn't know that was on here. It's like
plenty of times for me.
I think you must be the exception over there. But yeah, it's like I'll scroll through and I'll see games and I'll check it out. I'll download it. I'll either download it on my PC or my Xbox, wherever I happen to see it. Where I'll see it and I'm like, okay, well let me look on the other, like on my console, and I'll download it there. But as we've kind of seen recently, pushing Game Pass numbers doesn't necessarily mean that Xbox is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter if they like hit the same numbers that have been hit with like previous COD games. It's like, okay, well, that's all Game Pass numbers. And yeah, Game Pass numbers and actual purchase copies are not equivalent, especially in the eyes of Xbox.
Right.
I mean, they would like people to, I'm sure they love people playing on Game Pass, but it's one of those where I don't see that it necessarily makes the same sense as a lot of other games to go on Game Pass. Because at the end of the day, yeah, COD's not near as popular as it used to be. At least like the released official Call of Duty copies and versions, they may not be as popular as they used to be. They may not just like blow up immediately. They still do good numbers.
Yeah.
It's like people still want to play it because at the end of the day, it's still one of the best like just FPS experiences you can get, regardless of the stale gameplay loop or everything being fed into Warzone or something like that. At the end of the day, gunplay is fun. And that's what you want in FPS.
Yeah. FPS fans are going to get their experience. So that's why they're all, it's always going to move. Man, a couple of things that I've thought about is just like when it comes to everything going on with Xbox, it's like two things. One, man, it really feels like Xbox never recovered from the Xbox One reveal, first off. And then two, man, Xbox 360 just feels like a fever dream at this point. It's like that was just lightning in a bottle that just worked out beautifully, and it's just been downhill ever since. Well, it's weird. It's weird to think about.
It was the opposite thing in the Xbox 360 era. Sony made the weird decisions.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then kind of just we're like, okay, well, we made our bed, let's lie in it for this generation. And then the next, it came around again, and instead of just still trying to recover that, they're just like, yeah, it is what it is. We'll get you next time. And they've just watched like Xbox flounder.
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to just move and focus on, or like be like, okay, we're gonna neutralize the damage as much as we can from the Xbox One, but focus on what comes next. They're just still in recovery mode.
Yeah.
And they've just never left.
Yeah, they really haven't, man. I'm telling you, the reveal of the Xbox One, it feels like they've never recovered. The moment of, the Xbox One being revealed by the former head, where it's just like you always have to be online and stuff, and everyone's just like, I don't like that.
And that's super backlash.
Yeah, and then he's just like, well, an alternative solution that we have is called the Xbox 360. It's like, oh my God, talk about nuking your own brand. Holy shit. And they've just never recovered from that, man. It's so weird to think about that one moment in history has, in my opinion, still led us to where we are today, where they've just never recovered. It's unfortunate. In terms of Xbox being in panic mode, I think yes, but I don't think it's like panic mode where they're going to nuke everything right now. Like I said, I feel like this year will be the defining year. The showcase will be a defining showcase. COD going to Game Pass, if it does, will be a defining moment to see if like if they get a large like increase of Game Pass subscribers, or maybe console sales or something like that. Because like in terms of console sales, it's not like outstanding, but I did see that with the recent apparent news, since the news popped that it was probably going to go to Game Pass, Series X's have started going up in sales. Just recently, like on like Amazon and a couple other sites like that, it's gone from like, oh, people are just buying it, to like, oh, this is hot. This is a hot item right now. This many has been sold in the last 24 hours, whatever. So, who knows? This could save it. I don't know. Xbox is a shit show. I don't have a lot of faith.
I don't know why, but I thought like you were like, yeah, this item's hot right now. I'm like, oh. So they're probably getting close to Switch numbers for the month, even though every household owns 2 Switches.
At least 2, if not 3.
Xbox had a hot month. Still can't outsell Nintendo.
Nope. A console that came out in 2017. Can't outsell it. Not even close. Any other thoughts you guys want to throw out there with the Xbox stuff?
No, not particularly.
Nah, I think I got everything.
All right, well, let's shout out Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below and promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. You can pick up the hydration line like Dragon Fruit Mango, or the brand new chill line like Strawberry Hibiscus, or the classic energy formula Rocket Pop Strawberry Kiwi. Great popsicles, some great ones to pick up, or the cans like Black Cherry Lemonade is also fantastic. Again, use that referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off, and we'd appreciate that support. All right, boys, it's time to ramble for a little bit. Zach, what are you doing over there, buddy? No, I had one random question for you guys that I saw.
All right, what you got?
Came up as a conversation, and it all kind of really, in my opinion, started with the Switch. I think we can all agree on that. But do you guys feel like right now in 2024 and continuing on, like the handheld market is just becoming like overinflated? Because like I saw like there was some more consoles that was announced this week, like third party ones where it's like an Odin 2 or something, and I think it plays like PS Vita games or something like that. I'm not sure. And then like another analog pocket, but not analog pocket, and basically an enhanced Game Boy. Well, another one was announced this week, even though we have the analog pocket and stuff like that. It's just like I feel like every time I turn around, there's a new handheld being announced.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm the wrong audience for this because I have no idea any of those things you just told me.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, the only ones that I would, think that you might know would be like the analog pocket. You may have heard the name in passing, but like the Odin 2, I didn't know what the hell that was. I didn't know there was an Odin 1.
As far as my concern for handhelds, it's Switch, Steam Deck.
That's fair.
I know nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and realistically, I mean, in most people's eyes, that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's Switch and Steam Deck, and then whatever weird stuff we get from Sony and Xbox.
Yeah.
So when you said is the handheld market oversaturated, I immediately went, what?
No,
Dude.
I mean, there's a lot of it's a thing of like Sony and Xbox being like, oh, maybe we should look into this handheld thing again.
Yeah.
And with the like success of the Steam Deck, everybody's trying to make something. Everybody wants to have their
That's
own
the
version
vibe.
of it.
That's the vibe that I've got.
But they're not going to be able to match the Steam Deck because it had the backing of Gabe Newell himself.
Yeah, he was going to people's
This
houses.
man delivered these systems to people and just handed them out to some people on the streets who saw him.
Yeah. Man, Gabe's a legend.
When he dies, Steam is going to shut down for a day.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, speaking of Valve, did you guys see the rumor about their next game? It's in the script, so I didn't know if you actually read that part.
I mean, I saw it in the script, but before that, nope.
Yeah, see, I didn't see it before the script either.
Because the first thing here is Valve is making a game.
I know that was
Valve
the
doesn't
shocking
make
part.
games.
That was the shocking part to me. Once I saw the headline of Valve's next game, I'm like, wait, pause. Let me reread that. Like, did I read that right? Did that say Valve?
Valve doesn't know how to make a good game anymore.
Wait, what?
So Valve doesn't know how to make a good game anymore.
What game came out that was bad?
I thought they did launch something recently, didn't they?
What was that card game?
Yeah, they launched something recently.
That's the latest. That's one of the latest projects.
It's not, though, because the latest one was that VR weird tutorial thing.
Yeah, but that's like two things, so it is still
And
one
then
of the,
Half-Life Alexis came out after that card game as well.
Yeah, there's three things. That still counts as one of the recent releases. It doesn't matter if it was a decade ago.
2 out of 3 being good still outweighs the bad.
Yeah, but one of them is like a tutorial thing. One of them is a
Half-Life Alexis in VR.
I was gonna say a Game of the Year contender is what Half-Life Alexis was, but I mean, still, you're batting 60% in the last decade.
That's still better than most developers done.
Hey,
That's fair.
I give them the benefit of the doubt, but you can have one big hitter, you got one horrible like miss down here, and then you got one kind of in the middle. So they got a wide range right now in like the last 10, 15 years.
Well,
I mean,
we'll see how this next one's
regardless, this game's going to get traction just because the caption, Valve made a game.
yeah.
It's going to get popular, or it's going to get a lot of attention, which is going to make it swing real hard.
Yeah, it's going to go heavy one way or the other.
Especially when you look at the genre that they're dipping into, which is a hero shooter. You know, one that still is pretty. John's just like, fuck.
What's the point?
It's a 6v6 third-person hero shooter, apparently called Deadlock. It's got huge 4-lane maps. It's got tower defense elements, usable abilities and items, fantasy setting mix with steampunk. Described as a mix of Dota, TF2, Overwatch, Valorant, and Smite, and is currently being play tested in a closed alpha. So that's the news.
So
that
really,
came
they
from.
just couldn't decide what they wanted to make.
That's
so they
literally
tried to,
what it sounds
that's
like.
my vibe too. It's
they're
like,
just
that's
like-
a lot of different things all mashed into one.
They're like, we want to make a game. Most popular games. Searching into Google and going, okay, that one.
That's such a weird mix because all of them have at least gameplay elements bordering each other and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in terms of like actual main gameplay, they differ enough. But it's a weird mixture where it's just like, I can slightly see where you're going, but at the same time, I'm not sure what you're cooking over there.
I don't know. Like I said, it's in the closed alpha now, so I'm sure we'll start seeing some news about it here in the next few months or so. Hopefully, it'll be positive. We'll see though. But yeah, Valve made a game or making a game.
Currently in development.
Yeah, currently in development. So it's a big. We'll see. We'll see how it is.
I don't know. You put a big mark against it as soon as you said the words hero shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like that, it immediately turns me off.
I like hero shooters. They're fun. Looking forward to Marvel Rivals.
Versus my game I'm looking at that's currently in development called Food Devils.
Oh yeah, you sent that in a message earlier, didn't you?
It's a tactic RPG with roguelite elements, cooking elements, visual novel elements, and of course everyone's favorite, dating elements.
It is called Food Devil?
Yeah, Food Devils.
Food Devils. Let me look this up. What do we got going on here?
You're the last human on Earth who can cook, apparently.
Food Devils on Steam. Here we go.
All right.
Q4 2025.
Yeah,
man,
no, it's a while.
Yeah, you got way off on this one, buddy.
It's still currently doing its Kickstarter, which it's already succeeded.
Oh, nice. Man, I'm looking at the gameplay screenshots, and there's a lot of things going on here. First I'm looking at a tactics screen, right?
Yep.
And then I'm looking at a fight screen, and the next thing I'm looking at is some hot sexual tensions.
Yes.
So we got a lot of things going on right here. So
I will say at this point, when I look at my friend activity on Steam and I see like you've bought something, I'm like, I don't even need to click on it. It's gonna be weird.
Oh wow, that's either a compliment or an insult.
I mean,
don't know which.
that's a fair assessment
Because it's either gonna be in foreign characters,
That's fair.
or it's gonna be some obscure game. Or if I will say it's a 50-50 on if I click on. When I do occasionally click on one of these ones, it's a 50-50 whether it immediately goes on my wish list.
Oh, that's funny.
My Steam recommended's always very entertaining to search through.
And see, the best part about like Zach is he really is just the fuck it. Like, let's try it. I don't care.
Because you've sent me random games before, and I'm be like, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, dude. Man, you're like that not even with games, bro. You're like that with like almost anything. Anime, games, or oh yeah, I've heard of that. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's like you're like an encyclopedia of like just nerd culture.
I mean, it's not an encyclopedia. It's just I'm willing to skirt the edges of the hobbies I like.
I mean, that's fair. I respect that.
I may not go into the outskirts, but I'll be like, no, that's over there.
Yeah. And Christina said the same thing about you as well. Whenever, where she's just like, yeah, I was talking to Zach about this, and he's like, oh yeah, I know what that is, and I'm just like, how do you know what that is? It's like, I mean, Zach knows his shit, man. Zach, like I said, Zach's very much the person of, I feel like everyone's got that one friend, right? Where when it comes to like games and stuff, like they just don't give a shit. They'll try anything. You know what I mean? That's kind of you for the most part. You're like, you see something that just looks relatively interesting on Steam, you're like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. Which I respect that.
Yeah. So Zach has a wide range of what he will enjoy if he gives it a shot.
Yeah, true.
And you'll mix in stuff where it's like, okay, this is gonna be a little weird, but I'll give it a go. But then you'll also you may not dive in, but you're peeking over the edge and like leaning as far as you can go.
Pretty much, yes. That's exactly it.
The difference between me and you is I feel like we do the same thing. We go on Steam and we're like, okay, let's go to like what's coming up soon, and just scroll down. And I'm like, man, there's a bunch of weird games in here. And meanwhile, you're going, add.
That's where you're wrong though, because I don't just go on what's upcoming new. I also click the view all.
Oh yeah. I do it every now and then, but I'm usually pretty quick to just be like, no, just take it back to what I like.
See, the best part about that also is just like, Zach, he's just appreciating games, man. Games are a work of art. Someone worked hard to make these games that Zach's liking, or adding to his wish. So he's just appreciating art. That's what it is.
That's why I have the band Dead or Alive 3 sitting somewhere in my room. I never told you about that, John. When I was retro shopping, I found I don't know why it was over here. It's a Japanese release, Dead or Alive Extreme 3, which got one banned in Japan, never released in the West.
The fact that you found that in one of our local stores is crazy to me. Because I remember you telling me about that a while ago. Like, it's crazy to me that you found that.
Because do you know what the Dead or Alive Extreme games are?
Roughly.
So the Dead or Alive fighting game, it's the ones with all the characters at like some beach resort doing the summer games and having the really weird boob physics.
Yeah.
And 3 was the one that went over the top with some of the stuff that they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they got really weird with it. By the way, my Switch can't run it. Because it's Japanese.
Yeah, no,
We just gotta get you a Japanese Switch.
I think you can just change it. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't.
There's
have
some way. I just haven't bothered to look it up.
But
Yeah,
then
you
you'd
can
have to
just
change
change
it back to play his other games.
Well, that's why he just needs to be like every other household and get 2 Switches in a
That's
household.
what I just said, and you were arguing against it.
Well, you said a Japanese Switch.
Yeah. He wouldn't have to switch
I would
it
have
back
to
and
buy
forth.
another Switch in Japanese
Yeah.
locale.
Well, that's why you can just change it real quick.
Yeah, but why are you going halfway?
You can just change it real quick.
Why are you going halfway?
You can just change it.
Switches aren't expensive.
Do your thing, man.
What are you? This is why you'll never have this controller.
Dale.
You're not wrong. That's why you're not wrong. I will not be buying that controller, even though it is really cool.
It's one of the nicer like PS5 controllers.
Oh, yeah.
It might be the nicest one.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the nicest one. After that, man, I'd have to get a refresher on it, but I want to say probably the Hogwarts Legacy one because that one is awesome.
That's I would say Final Fantasy Hogwarts
Yeah.
are the top 2.
I don't even remember seeing that one. I remember it coming out. I don't think I
Yeah.
ever looked at it.
Let me get a refresher on it because I just remember it being awesome.
The design on the touchpad in here, it like really sells the Hogwarts one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, yeah, the Hogwarts one is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get it to
It's a
load
shame
here.
you only played at 8 hours.
Facts.
I'm not done with it.
What's
A
that?
year and a half later. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
sick. That's sick. No, you know what's funny about? I'm glad we brought up Hogwarts Legacy because it just reminded me of something. So Brady called me the other day, and I was shooting the shit with him for a little bit about a couple things like college football and shit like that. And he mentioned to me that he's been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I asked him, I was like, Brady, you're a diehard Harry Potter fan. Are you enjoying Hogwarts Legacy? And he's just like, I gotta be honest with you, it's pretty boring. It's all the same shit over and over again. I'm like, thank you. He's like, it's literally just the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you.
The thing is, that is a game that, like we said when it came out, it is a game for the atmosphere and the vibe.
Yes.
If you can roll through a game based off of like the feeling of the everything around you when you're playing it, it's perfect for you. But I'm gonna go back to it at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
It's on my PlayStation right now.
Go play the Switch version.
No. You know limited spaces on the Switch?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I still can't believe that game came out on the Switch. That's just... whew. And a physical copy at that. It wasn't even like a digital only thing where it had to be a cloud game like Guardians of the Galaxy and shit like that. Like it came out physically on the Switch. That's wild to me. I feel sorry for whoever got that. Dog shit, man. Dog shit game, dude.
On the Switch.
Yeah, on the Switch. I mean, the game itself, it's not bad. It's just the same shit over and over again.
Welcome to Open World 101.
Telling you, man, it goes back to the fact that like I'm kind of open worlded out, man. I really am. Open world games are just not doing it for me right now.
Well, especially with open world games, it kind of comes down to the point of if you're gonna have an open world game, make the world interesting.
Yeah.
Don't just make it a vibe.
True. Which, you know, of course, while like I'm interested in this Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's open world, you know, it's like apparently the world size is like Assassin's Creed Origins. So at least it's not Valhalla size, thank Christ. but it's still just like it's a pretty good sized world.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
a decent sized map.
I'm just like, oh man, I don't know. I'm interested. That's gonna be a sell price for me, dog. Like I want to play it, but I don't know.
I don't have any concept of like origin or that really, because I played Assassin's Creed, and then I played Valhalla.
I thought you played Brotherhood at one point.
I like
was
dip
Jared.
I dip my toes into
Solely
like
for
a game.
multiplayer.
I dipped my toes in like here or there,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I finished the first game, and then I did the next time I put significant time in was Valhalla.
Well, that's a hard change.
That is
Okay.
that is a hard change. Yeah.
You went. Where's Desmond?
Right. It's like where did this Desmond guy go?
No, because okay. You know how I like watching lore videos
Did
to
you
catch
watch a
up
lore
on games?
thing?
I watched a lot of them.
Okay, so at least he did his homework. Respect for that. Respect for that.
Also, it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it right now, but like
In the moment, it was fascinating.
listening to the lore of like games like that, like while they try to explain what the story of the game is, it's like, man, there's just how did they convince someone that they could make this make sense?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed got weird because it's the whole whatever person's story they're following lore plus the little bit of weird lore we get on the whole items of Eden outside and
Yeah.
the current future time. All that weird stuff.
Zach, let me ask you a question.
So-
Because like my experience with Assassin's Creed, besides like dipping my toes into Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, unfortunately, I dropped off before what's considered the GOAT with Black Flag. And 3 is when Desmond dies, right? Or does Desmond die in 4?
3.
Okay, so how the hell does 4 even start? Is it with another random person in current times or what?
So it is current times. You are more or less some guy who's hired part of Abstergo, and because Assassin's Creed Lord time. So 3, at the end of 3, Desmond is overloaded with I forget what it is, but more or less something of Eden, and more or less he implodes. He implodes and whatnot, and Abstergo actually collects Desmond's body, takes it back to the labs, and extracts the I forget whatever they use, his DNA or whatnot, because he
Yeah.
is part of the assassin bloodline. That's why he has ties to Altair,
Ezio.
and then
Connor.
Connor and whatnot, and thus leads to them taking that DNA and actually making it into a entertainment system is what Abstergo does. But that's actually not relevant until Unity. But
Assassin's Creed's wild.
so
You just gotta think about when a new main person comes in Assassin's Creed. Just think about it like you're starting a new Pokemon game.
That's
pretty much
that's
because
basically it
more or
now.
less anytime you're in the present time in that one, because there is moments where you're in the present time, you're this new hire who's solely going through this one set of DNA strip, which is Black Flag's MC Kenway, and more or less you're following this and testing it whatnot for Abstergo's test and whatnot, and you're slowly inducted because the janitor is actually like an assassin trying to get information from Abstergo because it's run by Templars. So you're skulking about the office in between whenever you're jumping into your desk and checking the Kenway files,
Right.
living a pirate life.
And 4 is a prequel to 3, right? Because Kenway is like Connor's grandpa. Because I think Kenway is like the father of Connor's dad.
Correct.
In 3 that you kill.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And
Assassin's Creed's wild, man. I don't.
yeah, so
Shit.
Kenway is the grandfather of Connor because Kenway has a child whose name I forget who becomes a Templar and
Yeah.
goes and gets sent to America.
Yeah,
but
he's-
you also get more of his story in Templar, not Templar, Rogue, where you're the assassin
I do want to play
who
Rogue.
who gets abandoned by the Order and becomes a Templar assassin hunting down the assassins.
I want to play Rogue. Rogue looks pretty sick.
Yeah, because Rogue came up at the same time in Unity. It was their whole thing of
Split consoles.
generation came out,
Yeah,
so they
they-
made
yeah.
Unity and they made Rogue, which out of those two, Rogue was better.
Yeah.
Unity still has its moments, but it was a backtrack from what we had with Black Flag.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they updated and whatnot, and Unity's actually a pretty decent playthrough now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I think the one after that was what, Syndicate, and everyone says this game fucking sucks but looks beautiful. Is that about the gist? 'Cause I've seen video play for it even today, and I was like, damn, how old is this game? This game looks awesome. And then
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, this game looks great, but it sucks.
The London and Syndicate was actually really well done. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Syndicate because I enjoyed their whole new combat system and whatnot. In terms of overall, yeah, it was probably a bit lackluster, but I think at the time I was just sort of in a mood because instead of hunting down Templars and whatnot, it was a weird gang war thing where Evie and I can't remember her brother's name. The Fry twins are you're more or less playing a game of Command and Conquer because you're just taking over London from the Templars.
Right.
So you're just having gang wars.
After Syndicate was Origins, right? That's when we jumped into the open world stuff. Okay.
And we follow a new lady who's picking up bits of DNA from Assassin's DNA from
Yeah, I
consoles and
vaguely
whatnot.
remember how Origins starts.
Yeah.
Very, very vaguely. Did not complete any of the open world games. All three of them. I tried all three. Haven't done shit on them. Assassin's Creed is a wild franchise,
Yep.
man. Wild franchise. I mean, I have hopes for Shadows. I still have also a lot of hopes for that Hexy project, like the witch one that they got in the works, whatever. That one looks, just from the general logo and the vibe for it, I'm just like, that looks sick.
I just know Mirage did something. I mean, I didn't hear anything bad about it, but
Oh yeah, Mirage happened. I
Yeah.
forgot about that one. I forgot that one happened.
So, John, what you cooking over there?
I was just keeping myself entertained during the conversation about the lore. I'm like, I didn't know we were stepping into that. I'm gonna head out for a minute.
Yeah, you opened up the floodgates. My bad. My brain just started rolling.
No, I did double check because I was curious. 23rd.
Oh, is it the 23rd? Okay, cool.
For esports?
Esports Godfather.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
just a few days.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
So you guys will be able to chat about it next Saturday?
Yeah.
Shout out.
yeah. Yeah. That's we've talked about it a couple times.
Yeah.
Little game me and Zach are really looking forward to.
Little bastard. It's back again. I've tried to get this thing 3 damn times, and it keeps eluding me. I got it this time. Got it! Little bastard. That just had a bug floating around in here.
Little bit of deck builder, little bit of team management, sim game.
Yeah.
Perfect package.
A lot of fun. It's like one of the only games I'm excited coming out this year.
Again, it's a really just real lowball indie game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. It's also just kind of a play and figure it out tutorials. Maybe the tutorial will be updated when they full release.
As a last play build, tutorial was still crap.
Yeah. Doesn't really tell you anything. You just gotta get in and
Tells
figure it out.
jack shit.
You just gotta get in and figure it out and
It
be
gives
like,
you-
okay, we're gonna be weird now.
It gives you the basic rules of like, this is how you do stuff. Have at it, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to that. I'll be talking about that next week for sure.
So next week we've got Esports Godfather, and we've got John's special reveal for whatever controller he's got. What a week, man! We're setting up for a good week next week.
Hey, we got more than this week.
Yeah, shit, no joke, man. I don't know how much. I don't know what I'll be doing this week. 'Cause I have to. I'm traveling this week for a couple days for work. So I'll be gone for leaving Tuesday, be back
See?
Thursday.
This week I've spent playing Tekken 8 because I caught a stream of a indie tournament, team tournament going right now, and got me feeling like Tekken. So I've been losing and winning with my mediocre Lily play.
My little free time that I've been spending, I've just been mindlessly playing Minecraft again. Started another new world. Sweet world, too. I will say openly, I did not just like start a new world and go. Like, I purposely restarted probably 30 times to try to get at least an okay spawn, like the vibe and stuff, and I got an amazing one. You spawned right into cherry blossoms, which that's the new thing for this new
Why'd
update.
you just not change the seed?
Huh?
Why'd you just-
That's what I mean. It's just changing the seed over and over again.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
why
but
didn't
he's asking why didn't you find a seed instead of just randomly doing it?
So I saved 3 seeds that I came across. That I was like, oh, that one looks cool. That one looks cool. And I loaded them up. I'm like, oh, these are really cool. But at the same time, I just wanted to do random. Just find one. I wanted to find just my own, just random seed. So, but no, it's really sick. Spawning cherry blossoms. I have literally 2 villages like within like a 5-minute walk, and I'm on top of one of the biggest cave systems I've ever seen. Like I keep finding more and more shit. I found like 3 monster spawners down there so far. There's an abandoned mine track not far away from where I'm at as well. I've barely scratched the surface. It's huge. So I've been having fun with that. Every once in a while, I'll hop on.
I haven't jumped into it, but I've been hearing decent things about Diablo 4 actually.
Yeah, I've been seeing a couple things with
I
Season
don't-
4.
Yeah, I've seen some conversation
don't-
about it. Because didn't
I
the
don't
new
know what-
thing drop?
Well, yeah, it's a new season.
Yeah,
but-
Season 4.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with this. I don't know what changes or anything they made. I don't know if that's just over time enough stuff has finally changed to where people are like, yeah, the game's fun now. Or if it's the season or what. But I might try to find some time and jump into it. Not sure. That's a... If I feel like it, I might jump into it.
Well, and Diablo 4 has a chance until Thursday.
Yeah.
Still have not really played much Diablo 4. I've got it. It's on Game Pass now too, so that's whatever. But I do own it, and I've barely played it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go back and play it and actually play it because I have not played it at all.
I'm kind of the opposite. I've been waiting until I start hearing good news about it before. Until then, I was like, I have no interest. But yeah, I actually heard some decent stuff, seen some stuff on it. So who knows? Maybe in the next couple weeks, I'll jump in and give it a shot.
Here's a potential leak. It's to take it with a grain of salt that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will launch October 1st. So that's exciting, if true.
Okay. Trying to think. That'll give us a little bit of time to
Play
try to beat Black Myth.
Keyword try. Oh my gosh. Keyword try for me, that's for sure.
John got some practice with Will Long.
Yeah, John will be okay. I'm gonna be the question.
I have at least dipped my toes into a couple other Souls-like games.
Elden Ring.
No. I said dip my toes in.
You could have dipped your toes into Elden Ring.
No, I played a little bit.
Another
of,
Crab's Treasure.
No, I played a little bit of Lies of P. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. That's about it.
Okay.
That's about it. You guys have anything else you guys want to ramble about? You want to look to wrap up the show?
Multiverses is gonna come out with a new PvE mode when it comes out.
Nice. Shout out to Multiverses.
Apparently gonna have some weird.
That's next month, isn't it? I think it is. I just saw it. I was just looking at a game list earlier.
Unless they've moved it back, it was for 28th of this month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that may be right. Yeah, I was looking at May, June, and July games. So yeah, you may be right. Okay. So shout out to that. Not many games coming out over like the next month. I gotta be honest with you. Like, the rest of this month and next month, there was like no like heavy
Hey,
hitters.
it's back to original gaming tradition. Summer is shit.
Yeah, basically.
We
accurate.
get sports games in summer, nothing else.
Accurate. Yeah. Shout out to EA College Football 25 in July.
That's the other thing is we don't get games every year anymore. We get announcements for games 5 years in the future.
Tired of that. I'm tired of that, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah. We get announcements for games that are gonna happen eventually, and then half those games get canceled.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we're in the slot where a lot of games got canceled.
I agree. And we're feeling for it because, like, let's see, Multiverse is coming out like this month. 1,000 Year Door remake, cool remake though, still
Nintendo
cool.
canceled
But
pre-orders.
I did see that for Walmart only, where it's like Walmart's like send out emails like that Nintendo's only allowing this to be sold in stores. Where it's just like, first off, respect, but second off, what? Like that made no sense. But okay, that's a thing. Let's see. When I looked at the June list earlier, I think Elden Ring expansion. That's probably gonna be the big highlight,
Yeah.
honestly. New.
Shin Megami Tensei 5
hey, actually,
Vengeance.
I just realized something. Obviously, none of us give a shit about it, but it's going to be fun to watch from afar. We're going to get to see if Destiny 2 is going to shit the bed or not, because we have the new expansion coming out beginning of June. So
Is
we
this
get
supposed to be the bad one?
Well, this is the one that decides the fate.
this decides the fate of Bungie and Destiny.
Oh, okay.
And based on the track record where they release good, bad, this one technically should be good. So it'll be fun to watch from afar. The final shape. You could definitely call it the final shape. I think that's pretty accurate for it.
Man, there's a great video out there. I don't remember who made the video. But there's a great video out there that just tries to explain the Destiny, like how you buy Destiny content now. It's the most confusing thing.
Oh yeah, they've made it so complicated.
There's like microtransactions, but then you can buy like a season pass, but the season pass doesn't give you everything that's in the season. You have to buy like that separately. But then you can get like the big expansion pass, like Premium Plus, that includes most of the stuff. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Like you got to go like nine menus deep to buy stuff.
Bungie nickel and diming Destiny players. Goddamn.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
It's a shit show. Like seriously, just release Destiny 3 at this point, please.
Do a new IP.
Well, they're trying Marathon again. That's not technically a new IP, but they're doing something new-ish. So, shout out to everyone that was just like, "Oh my god, new IP from Bungie!" It's like that's like their original IP, bro. Like I know it's been a while, but that was their original IP.
I mean, at this point, I think people be happy with anything besides Destiny.
No, I'm still in the boat that I think if they just actually did a Destiny 3, I think a lot of people would be pretty. I think me and you would be pumped about that. Clean slate.
Yeah, we're not the target audience. We're gonna we're gonna play the game for a month and a half and
drop it
never
forever.
play it again.
That's fair. That's accurate.
The people that are sticking through all this nonsense that they've been doing for the last decade, that's the people. That's their core audience. That's their target.
Shout out to Jacob. He is in that audience. He is an avid Destiny 2 player, and I respect. He can't relate, but respect. He's the only person I know that still actively plays Destiny 2. I have noticed, I think very rarely on a blue moon, I will see Andy kind of get randomly back into it, or even Jared. I'm just like, respect, boys. I can't relate, but I respect the grind. I respect the potential hustle. Because every time I've tried over the like once or twice the past few years, I just get overwhelmed. It's like there's so much shit. It's like I don't even care anymore. I'm out. I'm done. Bye. But no, nickel and diming though. That's a good way to put it. Oh, you guys got anything else you guys want to ramble about?
Take it away, Alex.
All right. Agent Ink time. Click. Use the referral link down below. Check out some Agent Ink. Buy one of our 2 hats or one of our 4 wonderful jerseys like the Sparky 3, AniMan Plus, Gamesthetic, or the Terrible Football Show. And we would appreciate that extra support. We got the best jerseys on the whole damn site with the referral link down below for Agent Ink. Shout out. All right, boys, let's start kind of running through the weekly wrap up here, which is a little bit shorter. I made sure to kind of just, I didn't grab every little news bit I saw. Wanted to keep it shorter since we were starting a little bit later. So the first thing I had was just kind of a little bit more details on the Assassin's Creed Shadows full reveal. It will be focusing 2 pro tags, which is Yasuke and Naui. I did notice that people were commenting that it's going to work similar like, Zach, maybe you can help me out here. Syndicate. Because it was Syndicate or Unity. I didn't remember which one.
Syndicate.
Does that one have 2 pro tags, I guess? Okay.
The Fry twins.
So they said it's going to work similar like that.
So you can just freely switch between them then?
Yeah. It did say you can freely switch between them. It's going to basically they'll both have their own respective quests to follow, which I immediately got the vibe of like Spider-Man 2.
Oh, that's sort of interesting.
Yeah. So you'll have to switch between them for certain quests and shit. But other than that, you can freely switch between them. And they will also have separate play styles, obviously, based on, just the characters they would be on. And I thought that was kind of interesting too. And there were some other aspects of it that I was like, okay, that's a cool little attention to details. Like one thing is that the game goes through the 4 seasons, and as it goes through the 4 seasons, it will alter how you can approach different situations. Like, in one case of like where you can swim through a pond, to get to this A where sneaking through. Like when it's come winter, that pond's gonna be frozen. You can't do that. Or like the grass changes, will add more hiding spots or take away hiding spots depending on if it's like spring or in summer or whatever. Like little attention to detail stuff like that. I was like, all right, that's actually pretty cool. I'll give them respect for that. Like I said, map size is like Origins, and it will be launching November 15th. So, I mean, it looks cool, but it's just the open world thing, man. It gets me. I don't know. This is gonna be one that I'm interested in. I think anyone who's played Assassin's Creed has actively said, "Oh yeah, one in Japan would be really cool." We finally got it, so it's like this is the one that I've kind of wanted for a while. I am interested, but I don't know. It's a we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, the open world thing is also just like, just because there's the open world, I mean, they're still going to point you in the path of the main quest.
Yeah, as long as
As long as they
I do
don't
that,
make you have to do a bunch of side quest stuff to progress through the main story,
Yeah,
then you can just kind of do your own thing.
yeah. So I mean that's why I do have interest in it, you know, because like when it comes to me in open worlds now, I'm very much like for the most part, just let me play the game. Like I'm here for the narrative, I'm here for the story, you know. So you know, I am interested. It looks pretty sick. Next thing I had is apparently Square Enix games will be going multi-platform going forward. With this, apparently this comes down to Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth sold under expectations, just being those Sony exclusives. So, you know, we've started to see some more Square stuff go kind of multi-plat with like the Final Fantasy like online game, whatever. That was at 14. Go to like Xbox, and like there were some other partnerships that was made between Xbox and Square, for example. You know, and Square's had a, you know, as we've made a joke about it before, and I think a separate clip where it's like, you know, it's like you get a publishing deal, you get a publishing deal. Like Square does that all the time, and those are usually multi-plat games. But, you know, them wanting to push their heavy hitters, like the next Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 17, or if they finally drop the numbers like the director wants to do, going like potentially multi-plat, pretty interesting, you know, especially when you look at it from apparently sales sold under expectations on the PlayStation 5. I thought that was really interesting because I haven't played 7 Rebirth, but apparently it's a phenomenal game. Played 16, didn't beat it. Still a phenomenal game. So it's like, that's kind of shocking to hear that they sold under expectations. What were the expectations?
I think they said. I think it was like 2/3 of expectation.
That's interesting.
It also could just be they're very much overestimating what people are going to do.
That's also
or like
fair.
how many people are interested in it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It going to multi-plat, I think it's going to be a really interesting aspect to look at for Square Enix games going forward. Let's see. Next up, like I've already kind of touched on a few times, we did have the EA College Football 25 full reveal. It is coming out July 19th or July 16th with early access with the deluxe pre-order. Very excited as a college football fan and someone who loves in the NCAA games of the past. I still play 14 to this day. I play college football revamp, and I just, you know, while I only play college football revamp now, I did just recently play through a dynasty of a few seasons. I think I played like 10 seasons of NCAA 14. Is like 2 years ago. Still holds up. So I'm so excited for this game. Team Builder's coming back. That's a big W. Big L is no cross play on Dynasty, though. That is a massive L. So hopefully they fix that. But very excited for this. And I also really loved the whole like anti-Ohio State thing from the trailer. Like I sent that in the Discord. I know you guys didn't give a shit, don't give a shit, whatever. But it was just funny, you know, of just how, you know, the whole trailer was very clearly poised to be anti-Ohio State, where it's like a Michigan, you know, Donovan Edwards stiff-arming Ohio State player. Then the next shot is Kyle McCord with Syracuse, former Ohio State quarterback who just left, then transfers to Illinois, beating Ohio State, which has not happened in like 17 years. So it's just like someone very clearly has an agenda here. But no, College Football 25, very excited, man. First time in 11 years. This is pretty sweet. We do have a rare EAW, though. I thought this was pretty damn interesting, especially with all the other news we see going on in the gaming industry. EA will not be taking any net sales revenue for Immortals of Avium from the original launch and the title going to EA Play and Game Pass. All sales will go only to Ascendant Studios as they move on to their next project. This is basically EA backing Ascendant Studios, like, hey, I know this game did not perform well in terms of sales and reviews and stuff, but we got your back, and we're not going to let you close down. That's basically the gist about it, is that Ascendant is not going to shut down even after the disaster that Immortals of Avium was, as you know, in terms of sales. Apparently, this is not a bad game. It's a solid 7 out of 10 is what I've heard.
And it's now on Game Pass.
It is now on Game Pass, which I will be playing because I've wanted to play this game when it launched. But I thought that was a rare EAW, and all the comments were just like, "Holy shit, EA with the development! I didn't see this coming." It's like, who would have thought that, man? Meanwhile, then we have the EA CEO talking about putting ads in games. So, like, come on, we win some, we lose some.
Not just ads; they're loot box ads.
Well, the thing is, it's like you got to take the wins where you can get them. Like, nobody expects EA to do that nice thing for the like development team and like the studio be like, hey, you keep doing your thing, we got your back. Nobody expects that. Everybody expects them to try to gouge more money out of you somehow and waste your time.
True.
They just take it out on their players, not their developers.
That's also true.
So he's gonna be all happy until like he hits play in like his EA college football game or like whatever game he's playing. He's gonna hit play and it's gonna play a 20-second ad.
Oh God, boys, get ready for that Gamestetic episode.
But since you're gonna be trying to play online and stuff, the ads are gonna be desynced, so you gotta wait for them to sync up with each other.
Oh no, no, please, dude. Oh Jesus Christ, man! The idea of EA putting ads in all of their games is just like, God, what are we doing, man?
Revenue.
I know. All right, so the last thing that I had on the weekly wrap-up was just a fun fact for John. I thought he'd appreciate this. Per Midori, which that is the Atlas Sega leaker, Nintendo has been indeed using the name New Nintendo Switch internally, as well as Switch 2, but the name New Nintendo Switch has been what they've been calling it internally. So John has been manifesting this for so long.
It's how they've done things relatively recently. That's their naming convention.
I know, dude. No, I saw that. I'm just like, John would appreciate this. New Nintendo Switch is how they've been referring to it internally, man. That's funny. You guys got any other news bits that you want to shout out? Anything that you saw that I did not include?
I do not think so.
Okay.
I got nothing.
All right, let's wrap up the show then with the Gamestetic Game of the Week. John, do you want to take it or me? Who wants to take it this week, my friend? Yeah, Zach did his. He's got it in a couple weeks.
Is that to be a game we played recently or just a game we want to shout out?
Just game you want to shout out.
I don't care what it is, man. Anything that you want.
Okay.
So he's got it this week. I got it next week.
Okay. This is a game I haven't played recently, but it's a game I played a couple years ago, and it's what I really enjoyed. It's called Force of Nature 2.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about this.
I try to push this game whenever I can. It doesn't get a lot of attention. It's a small game. It's a very niche game. It is kind of a like you end up on an island, and the goal of the island is to explore through the different sections that get progressively harder and harder, and kind of complete the story of the island to be able to go back home. Mm-hmm. It's a like survival crafting type game.
Yeah.
But it's like an overhead perspective, and it's like a 2D kind of like it's kind of almost maybe like 2.5D. But it just so people are aware going into it, it is like 90% you spend time in your base crafting and like gathering resources, and like 10% of it is exploration because it is a lot of gathering, crafting, building, and then moving on doing the exploration and that. But I don't know. I found it to be one of the most relaxing and enjoyable games that I had played in a long time. Doesn't get a lot of attention, so I try to push it whenever I get an opportunity to.
And that is Force of Nature 2 Ghost Keeper, right? Because I just pulled it up.
Yeah, the Ghost Keeper was like one of the last big updates they did.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah, so shout out Force of Nature 2. It's currently $16 over on Steam.
Yeah.
Setting on great reviews, too.
Yeah. Fantastic game, but also very niche game. But, yeah, I would say give it a try.
All right, shout out. And that was this week's Gamestetic Game of the Week. I'll do it next week. I'll shout something out. All right, boys. I'm going to hit the music, and we're going to get out of here.
like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever platform allows. Throw a topic in the comments for us to help us out whenever we got nothing. Maybe we'll choose your topic and ramble for like an hour and a half. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, do what he said more. And if you enjoyed what you saw here with us this week, or if you just wanted to come see us again, we tend to do these Saturdays about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Make sure to also check out our sponsors, Agent Inc. and Rogue Energy. Use their referral links down below for both. Promo code Sparky3 over at Rogue Energy to get 10% off your order, and we'd appreciate that extra support, as well as extra support over at Sparky3shop.com. You can go pick up some merch like the Bee or the Lonely Boy, drawn by our good friend Josh, and we'd appreciate that as well. But yeah, if you want to comment something down below, we will always back pocket something, or maybe you comment on one of the videos. I'll definitely shout out in a show like I did today. Shout out to JRAM1 with his question on the Xbox video earlier this week. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.